In a world full of uncertainties, how do we determine what is true? We are often tangled in the complex maze of life, where discerning the absolute truth can be as challenging as finding an exit in a labyrinth. The nature of truth is such that it doesn't always present itself clearly. It's like trying to find a single specific leaf in a forest, a task that can be overwhelming, if not impossible. So, what do we do when the truth is elusive? We turn to probability. Probability is our compass, our guiding light in the labyrinth of uncertainties. It helps us make educated guesses and informed decisions based on what's most likely to be true. It's not about finding that one specific leaf, but about choosing the most probable tree it could be on. So when we can't determine the truth, we turn to what's most probable. Every day we make decisions based on probabilities, often without even realizing it. Imagine you're about to step out of your home. You check the weather forecast and see there's a 70% chance of rain. Without giving it a second thought, you grab your umbrella. This is a simple and common example of how we use probability in our everyday life. The weather forecast doesn't guarantee that it will rain, but it indicates a high likelihood, influencing your decision to carry an umbrella. Or consider when you're planning a commute. You might check a traffic app that predicts the level of congestion on your route based on the current traffic conditions and historical data. The app can't see into the future, but it uses probability to provide the best guess on how long your journey will take. Now let's look at something a bit more serious: health diagnoses. When doctors interpret medical tests, they're often dealing with probabilities. A test might show a 90% chance that a patient has a particular condition. It's not a certain diagnosis, but it's highly probable. This information is vital for both the doctor and the patient to make informed decisions about treatment options. In all these examples, you can see that we're dealing with uncertainties. The weather forecast might be wrong, the traffic prediction might not account for an unexpected accident, and the medical test might give a false positive. But despite these uncertainties, we rely on probabilities to guide our decisions because they provide the best available information at that moment. In a world full of uncertainties, probabilities offer us a way to make sense of things, to plan and to prepare. They help us make informed decisions when the truth is not certain. As you see, probabilities guide us through the uncertainties of life. Probability, however, has its own strengths and weaknesses. Let's delve into these, shall we? Firstly, the power of probability. It's like a compass in the vast sea of uncertainty, guiding us through the unknown. It gives us the ability to predict trends, which is immensely valuable in various fields. Think about weather forecasts, stock market trends, or even predicting the spread of diseases. Probability helps us make sense of the randomness and chaos around us. It's like having a flashlight in a dark room, illuminating the most likely path forward. But let's not forget, probability is deeply rooted in data. The more data we have, the better our predictions. Imagine you're tossing a coin. The more times you toss it, the closer you'll get to the expected 50-50 split between heads and tails. This highlights the importance of data collection and analysis in probability theory. But data, like all things, can be flawed or incomplete, and thus, our predictions can be off. Now let's talk about the limitations of probability. The most significant one is perhaps its inability to predict individual events with absolute certainty. Take a roll of a die, for instance. Despite knowing that each number has a 1 in 6 chance of appearing, we can't predict the outcome of the next roll with certainty. This is the essence of probability. It's about trends and patterns, not specific events. To further illustrate, consider a weather forecast predicting a 70% chance of rain. It doesn't guarantee that it will rain, nor does it mean that 70% of the area will get wet. It simply means that given the current conditions and historical data, it usually rains 70% of the time. The actual event may or may not align with this prediction. So, while probability is a powerful tool, it's not a crystal ball. It can guide us, help us make informed decisions, but at the end of the day, it can't predict the future with absolute certainty. It's a game of educated guesses, and sometimes we just have to roll the dice and see what happens. So now we know that when truth is elusive, probability steps in. Throughout our journey today, we've navigated the vast ocean of uncertainty, using probability as our compass. We've seen how this powerful tool is used daily, from predicting weather patterns to making informed decisions in business and personal life. The beauty of probability lies in its ability to provide guidance when the truth is shrouded in fog. While it may not always lead us to absolute certainty, it does offer the most likely path, helping us navigate life's complexities with a little more confidence. But remember, probability is not infallible. It has its strengths and limitations. It's a guide, not a guarantee. It's a tool, not a truth teller. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Which approach do you prefer when truth is uncertain? Do you rely on probability or do you have another method? Share your thoughts in the comments below.